Well, one setting is confirmed. That is all settings. Well, Salam Habibi, how are you? I hope you are fine. It is me, Michaela Caesar Santa. I am here with you. Accordance with titles, yes, today we are hosting Karolina Goswami in the topic of the FRCA bills. And now, what is the topics here? We are hosting Karolina Goswami. Hence, the content was the Hindu mythology versus Christianity mythologies. And in this case, both of now here is the disclaimers. We respect every religious mythology except Islam. And here Hindu mythology religion is mythology for me, and Christian religion is mythology for me. And today's my point is about Ketan Agarwal case. Okay. Now in these cases, now every Hindu are being frustrated about the existence of Hindu mythologies. Okay. Now let's check out the points. Here we can see my source is YouTube Israel, and here we can see is here any answer? Christian dictator versus India. Karolina Goswami Hindi. Okay. This content was always in Hindi, but now by Google softwares I could translate this transcript, and now in this case Haji Ram. It is the starting point of Karolina Goswami. Well, now let's check at the points. What a lesson our Indian peoples talk to the Western Christian dictator. That Western Christian today's we will talk about what Hindu mythology India did to the dictators. But first, listen carefully to anyone's. Well, they should not dare to pressure India to promote the foreign religions institute that has promoted homophobia. Okay, now let's check out the points. And now it is the questionable for today's. And now let's check it. Well, here is the discussions about the Western Christian dictators. Well, our honorable girls, Karolina Goswami states this. Well, Western Christian dictators promotes homophobia in India. Okay, it is another case, but now today's focus is on Ketan Agarwal's all. And now let's check the points. Well, after FCRA Indians Law 2026, accordance with Karolina Goswami, Western Christian dictators cannot pressure India to promote the Christian religious institutions. Okay, now you can see the points. Well, now let's check it. You must have encouraged me understand that one should have the courage to promote such a foreign religious culture to India. Okay. Well, apply pressure that could trigger anti-abortion extremism and or anti-abortion terrorism. Okay. Now, in these cases, accordance with Karolina Goswami, anti-abortion system is a terrorism and anti-abortion system is extremism. Okay. Now, let's check the points. There should not be any pressure on India to promote such a foreign religious forces whose guns are spiritual verb therapies. And now, that is the points of Karolina Goswami. And now, here is the points that what we are discussing, the today's points to roast here. our honorable topics here: Hindu religious versus Christianity religious, particularly Hindu mythology versus Christian mythologies. And now today's topic is here Carolina here Ketan Agarwal case. Now let's check it. Here both of Ketan Agarwals and Sia Gosals are Hindu. Both of them are Rajasthani Marwari. Okay, and both of them are from businessmen families. But still, Shia Gosals eliminate Ketan Agarwal from where? From the mountains of Maharashtra provincial state of India. And now, this is the case, what's going on. And now in this here is the topics. Well. Now here you can see, now in Christian mythologies, we know here in Christian mythologies, there are no stories here that any Christian prophets or any Christian apostles protect the women from the villains. There is no points. More than here we can see, Prophet Musa from Jewish mythologies, that is included as a Christian mythologies. Prophet Moses protect Israeli communities man from Egypt Pharaoh. Who is the Egypt Pharaoh? We do not know. And now it is the second point. And on the other hand, in Christian mythologies, according to Genesis, Adam was get out from the heavens of gods because of the sin of Adam's wife Eve. Well, it is about the Christian mythologies. Well, now we know that what is science. We are all of our human ancestor is a virus. Okay. Now let's take at the points. What about the Hindu mythologies? Well, according with Hindu mythology, here we can see, according with Raman's, Lord Ram's rescue Mother Sita by eliminating the demon kings of Lanka, Ravans. Well, Ravans was demon king who kidnaps Mother Sita from the forest, and here Lord Ram is in the purpose to rescue his wife Mother Sita. He eliminates demon king Ravans, the demon king of Lanka. That is the story in Raman of the Hindu mythologies. And now we wish the story of the Hindu mythology would be real. It is our pray. But now let's check it. Yeah, that is the educations, Hindu educations for the Hindu family, that Lord Ram protects his wife Mother Sita. And now let's check it. What is the result? The result is here Ketan Agarwal lost his life in the hand of criminals to be future wife Shia Gosals. And now that is the significant points to be noticed. Okay. And now here I would discuss that what was the reality of Ketan Agarwal's death by Shia Gosals. In the several times we are hosting another feminist celebrities, but we have discussed it, but here we got some new hypothetical projects that can be true if Ketan Agarwal would alive. Okay. Now let's check at the moments, and now here we can see what was the reality. Okay. Now in this case, I think I believe that I wasted your time. But now let's check it. It is the video from YouTube Israel, and I hide the creators' photos because as a personal, it is my photos. Okay. Now let's check it the moments, and here we can see what was well. And now let's come on the moments. Okay. Here was the city of Dhaka, Bangladesh, with 30 meter, 30 storied buildings. Well, and it is the beautiful buildings of the Tel Aviv, the capital city of Israel, where story number is 2 millions. And now what a beautiful buildings as we could notify. Okay. And now let's check at the points what's going on. And in these cases, here we can see that momentums at the points that is at the notification heights. Well, now let's check it. And now here you can see. Well, and now here is my first research, and now we can discuss about the yes. Here is cost of the building of 2 million stories in Tel Aviv, the capital city of Israel. And now, the scale comparison of Burj Khalifa was that cost 2 billion United States dollars. And now, here we can see these points. That is the clear-cut moments. The foundation was almost 100 trillion United States dollars. Okay. And here we can see, now let's check at the points. Total combined cost is 375 trillion United States dollars. Okay. Now let's check at the moments. Now we can see these points. Here, one building in Tel Aviv, the capital city of Israel. What was the cost? The cost was here to 375 trillion United States dollars. But now, here is the points to be noted. That is the case. And now we can see what would be the points in these cases. Cost is 375 trillion United States dollars, but Indian gross domestic product is now almost 4.6 trillion United States dollars. And now, what if Ketan Agarwal's future project to be built a 2 million storied building in Tel Aviv, the capital city of Israel, would be successful? Then he can get the rewards as 375 trillion United States dollars. That means in these cases, here now what is the moments? 375 trillion United States dollars would be added to Indian gross domestic products. And now let's check this. What is 375 sum by 4? That is 379. That means after the success of Ketan Agarwal's projects, Indian gross domestic products can be 379.6 trillion United States dollars. But now, in these cases, that would be the possible if and only if Ketan Agarwal would be alive. And probably Ketan Agarwal would be the trillionaire to be next Gautam Adani. Well, and here is the reason that why Sia Goswami eliminates Ketan Agarwal. Because the reality is that Ghosals is the dangerous women that she wants to eliminate. So the every future husband who would be the masculine businessman. Now let's take at the points. What is the masculine businessman? Well, the masculine businessman is scientific businessman and who want to think that his national countries can be developed. This is the definitions of masculine businessman. And now, in these cases, in today's days, we could see that our women like Sia Ghosals are falling in love with the feminine boyfriends like Ketan Choloris, who is an unemployed or just an roadside Romeos. And now that is the significant moments at the point, that is the dangerous points. Well, and now in these cases, here is the, well, the project, future project is in Tel Aviv, the capital city of Israel. And now, when Tel Aviv, the capital city of Israel project would be successful by Ketan Agarwal, because Ketan Agarwal is a real estate businessman. Hence, well, India's gross domestic product would be 379.6 trillion United States dollars. And now, here is the results. That is the dangerous for the persons, where person is, well, Iranian terrorist supreme leaders, well, Ali Khamenei, or Iranian terrorist supreme leaders Mustafa Khamenei. Okay, now let's check at the moments what's going on at the times. Well, now here you can see these moments. Now let's check at the points. Well, what is the relations between Ketan Agarwal case and Hindu mythology versus Christian mythologies? Now let's check at the moments. Well, over the world, India is only one country that where majority is Hindu. Well, in our world, Israel is only one country that is Jewish country. And now, here we can see those points. Well, these two countries are the kafir countries that is hard to be manipulative. Well, Indian countries manipulate Indian countries is easy. And now let's take at the moments. Here is the dangerous points to be noticed. Now, what if Indian gross domestic product would be 379.6 trillion United States dollars, because well, Ketan Agarwal's real estate project in Israel would be successful in 375 trillion United States dollars. And now that is the beautiful points. And now in these cases, well, now we contain air routes. Now let's check it. And here the departures would be, what is the departures? And here departure would be Tamil Nadu, and the arrivals would be Bandar Abbas, Port of Iran. Now let's check it. What's the moment at the points? And in these cases, here is the moments. In this case, the points to be noticed. Well, departure is Tamil. Oh, departure is here Chennai, Tamil Nadu of India. And arrival is what is the arrival? Arrival is Bandar Abbas, Port of Iran. Okay. Now let's check at the points, and the extra last would be impossible at the moment. And now let's check it. Now Today's here we would discuss about the flying routes. Here, the flying distance is almost 2945 kilometers, 800 meters. As a round figure, that is almost 3000 kilometers. And now let's check the moments. Well, now here you can see. Well, now in these cases, what is the moment of at the points? Well, in Christian mythologies, well, here we could know, in Christian mythologies, there is no women to be angels. Women is considered as a devils. Well, in Christian mythology, women is an archdemon like, and her name is Lucifer Morning Star. And on the other hand, the most handsome archangel is Michael, archangel, and he is a man to be angels. I mean, man to be archangels. That is the parts of the Christian mythologies. Now here you can see it is the parts of the Christian mythology. Now in Christian mythology there is no women to be archangels. In Christian mythologies there are no women to be a prophet. In Christian mythologies there are no women to be apostles. Even Jehovah contains no daughter of gods. He contains son of gods. And now that is the circumstance of the Christian mythologies. And now here we can see this points. Well, when America would attack Iran with F-35 fighter planes, here we can see the velocity would be 297,000 km per second. And we would discuss the points, but now let's take the moments. According with Hindu mythologies, now in Hindu mythologies, here we can see when women are treated like a goddess. Well, in Hindu mythology, we contains goddess Durga. In Hindu mythologies, we contains goddess Lakshmi. In Hindu mythologies, when as an education purpose, we contains goddess Saraswati. And when we are going to income or we are going to economical professions like teachers to earn 20,000 United States dollars or doctors or engineers, yes, or if we are Hindus and according to our Hindu mythologies, the goddess is Lakshmi. Now we can see this one. Here is no god of money in Hindu mythologies, because in Hindu mythologies, women are in the most respected individuals, and here women are treated like a goddess. And here in these cases, in demon side, 1% demons are women and 99% demons are men. It is the points of Hindu mythologies. Now in reality the points, here we can see when Ketan Agarwal can add 375 trillion United States dollars to Indian gross domestic products. Here is the points. Indian gross domestic products would be ready to attack on Iran to eliminate Iranian revolutionary terrorists. But now let's take the points. Well, what's happened in India? Here we can see, well, 1.5 billion Indians populations, where 750 million Indians are women. And now we can see 750 million Indians are pro-Palestine and they are anti-Israel. Okay? Well, 750 million Indian women supported Ali Khomeini, and they are supporting Mustafa Khomeini, who thinks that India, the Hindu country, is their enemy. And now let's check out the points. So, in these cases, what is the points that Indians, 750 million Indian women are happy, or 750 million Indian women would be angry? And now let's check out the points. Well, accordance with Indian gross domestic products, now let's check it. What would be suited fighter planes for Indian Air Force? That would be here 3,000 ambulance, 300 kilometer per hour would be suited for fighter planes of Indian Air Force, accordance with the mindset of the Indians, 750 million Indian women. And now let's take at the moments, and that is the significant dangerous points to be noticed. Okay, now let's check it in these cases. And now here we can see that is the points to be noticed. Here I could contain the calculators. Well, now here you can see what is the meaning of velocity to be 300 km per hour when the flying distance is, well, 3,000 kilometers. That would be 10 hours. But now, what is the meaning of 297,000 km per second when here flying distance between, well, Chennai, the city of Tamil Nadu of India, to Bandar Abbas, the port of Hormuzgan, the provincial state of Iran, would be the flying distance to be 3,000 kilometers. Then what is the meaning of 297,000 kilometers per second? Well, now in these cases, there we can see 3,000 kilometers can be divided by 297,000 kilometers per second, and that would be the points. That is here 0.011 seconds. Okay. Now in these cases, well, now here we can see that is the contents at the points, and I would contain some 2 minutes to fix the sound system. Now let's check in the moments. Here is the significant terms as we want to notice it. Oh my God. And now let's check in the points. And now, first of all, here we can see my replies to Adans. Adonai Hu Akbar, Adonai Hu Akbar, Adonai Hu Akbar, Adonai Hu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa Adonai, Ashhadu an la ilaha illa Adonai. Ashhadu anna Prophet Moses Rasul Adonai. Ashhadu anna Prophet Moses Rasul Adonai. Ayal al Yahudi Salat, Ayal al Yahudi Salat, Ayal al Yahudi Salat, Ayal al Yahudi Salat. Adonai Hu Akbar, Adonai Hu Akbar, La ilaha illa Adonai. Okay. And now here I have answered it. Okay. Now let's check out the points. What's the topics at the moment? So now, when now India's population is 1.5 billion. Yes, Indian population is 1.5 billion humans are Indians as an Indian population. And now let's check at the moments what will be the points of when Indian gross domestic product would be 4.6 trillion United States dollars. That means here India's capital income is 3,000 United States dollars as a capital income. Here is the points that here India's gross domestic product that would be almost what is Indian gross domestic fighter plane's velocity, that would be here 300 km per hour. Well, now here you can see departure time would be morning 6 o'clock, February 28, 2026, and arrival time would be, what is 6 by 10, that is 16, what is 16 by 12, that is would be 4. Well, and arrival time would be afternoon 4 o'clock, well, February 20th, 2025, I will guess 2026. After, when departure time would be morning 6 o'clock, February 28th, 2026, and arrival time would be afternoon 4 o'clock, February 20th, 2026. And now in these cases, here is the points. 10 hours is a significant times. Here Ali Khomeini would be prepared to attack on Indian Air Force fighter planes. And now the mission to eliminate Ali Khomeini would be failed. And now in this cases, what will be the points? Here is the points here. Well, now 750 million Indian women, particularly 600 Indian Hindu women, would celebrate the moments when Ali Khomeini would be arrived, and the Indian fighter planes to eliminate Ali Khomeini has been destroyed by Iranian S-400 gifted from Russia. And in this case, 600 Indian Hindu women would celebrate it. While here Indian gross domestic product would be 3,000 United States dollars. But now, here is the moment. What if your Indian gross domestic product would be 379.6 trillion United States dollars? Because your Ketan Agarwal's real estate project to build 2 million storage building in Tel Aviv, the capital city of Israel, would be successful. In this cases, here now what is 396.1.5? There we can see these points. Now let's check at the moments. Well, 379.6. That can be multiplied by, okay, what are the moments? That can be multiplied by 2. Well, that would be 759.2. And now what is 759.2 to be divided by 3? That is a significant moments. That is almost 253.067. Well, now when Indian gross domestic product would be 253.067 thousands United States dollars as a capital income, because here 379.6 trillion United States dollars would be Indian gross domestic products. Then what is the points? And here this Indian Tejas planes to be Indian Air Force fighter planes, velocity would be 297,000 km per second. And now you can see these points. Now in this moment, when India's capital income would be 254,000 United States dollars as in capital incomes. Now here we can see India would contest the powers that they can attacks on Iranian terrorists, they can attacks on Palestinian terrorists, and they can attack on Russian terrorists. And that is the significant points to be noticed. And in these cases, here we can see Now, in this momentums, when the flying distance is 3,000 kilometers between Bandar Abbas of Iran to the Chennai, the city of Tamil Nadu, provincial state of India, and here travel time would be 0.011 seconds. Hence, the departure time would be morning 6 o'clock. Okay, now departure time would be morning 6 o'clock, February 28, 2026, and arrival time would be, well, morning 6 o'clock, 0.011 second past, well, February 28, 2026. And now in these cases, here we can see the points. In real life, Israeli F-16 fighter planes could eliminate Ali Khamenei in first 5 seconds of the 45 days wars. And here, well, Indian Air Force would eliminate Ali Khamenei in here 0.2, I apologize, 0.02 seconds travel times. And that is the significant moments. Here now, India did not attack on Iran. Israeli F-16 fighter planes eliminate, well, Iranian terrorist Ali Khamenei, where Iranian terrorist Ali Khamenei was haters of Indian Hindu mythologies, but still we could see here 600 Indian Hindu women were crying in the morning of the death of Iranian terrorist Ali Khamenei. Just imagine 600 Indian Hindu women. Yes. Yet in another sense, in Hindu, according with Hindu mythologies, well, according with Ramayana, Lord Sri Ram protects Mata Sita by eliminating Ravan, the demon king of Lanka. Well, in this case, here is the significant point. Now, in another mythological Hindu script, that would be Mahabharata, here we can see to protect Draupadi's modesty, well, 5 Pandavas and Lord Krishna is eliminating the evil prince Kaurav and his 100 brothers. Now, in these cases, according with Mahabharata, Kaurav and his 100 Duryodhan and his 100 Kaurav brothers are portrayed as an evils, where Draupadi is portrayed like an innocent woman in Mahabharata, the Hindu mythological scripts. But now today's here we can see, now Indian Hindu women lost their favorite celebrity Ali Khamenei, and now one of 600 million Hindu women to be Sheikh is scared. Well, if here Ketan Agarwal would bring here 375 trillion United States dollars as an addition to the Indian gross domestic products, and now that is the moment Ketan Agarwal would be next Gautam Adani to be a trillionaire like Elon Musk. And now that is the dangerous moments for 600 million Indian Hindu women, and Sheikh is one of them. And now she was frustrated that, well, his Hindu future husband, well, Ketan Agarwal is the scientific masculine real estate businessman who contains potentiality to bring 375 trillion United States dollars as an addition to Indian gross domestic product by containing the project of 2 million real estate buildings, 2 million buildings in the I guess 2 million storage building in Tel Aviv, the capital city of Israel, and that is out of tolerance of Sheikh Goswami. And here is the points. The Sheikh Goswami eliminates Ketan, her future husband Ketan Agarwal from from mountains of the Pune of the Maharashtra provincial state of India. And now that is the significant West. Here is the thread of the points. And now let's check it. What is the irony of Karolina Goswami after knowing the Ketan Agarwal cases? Well, the irony is that notwithstanding knowing the Ketan Agarwal case, well, accordance with Karolina Goswami, Western Christian communities are dictators to India. Western Christian communities are dictators to promote their homophobic Christianity to India. Okay. Now let's check it the points to be noticed. We know the one fraction of the entire surahs of documentary Bibles of the Old Testaments of the Holy Bibles, where Prophet Lot is trying to remove homosexuality from their cities. When he is failed to remove the homosexuality from their city, his own city, he wished and Jehovah provide an millions astray to attacks on Prophet Lot's homosexual cities. Everybody says no. But in this sense, well, Karolina Goswami did not mention that in the same surah of the documentary Bibles of the Old Testaments, Karolina Goswami did not mention that Prophet Lot was a pedophile. Okay. Now let's check the points. Here is some evil points in Christian mythologies. Even some in Christian mythologies we accept that some prophet was evil to ruin the image of Christian mythologies. Well, we can see these points. But what about the Hindu mythologies? When Karolina Goswami awards Indians audience to protest against the Western Christian dictatorships, because Western Christian dictators promote their homophobic Christianities. We can see those points. Now, in these cases, here we could see, well, in Ramayana, when the hero is Lord Ram, who is the spouse of hero Lord Ram? Well, Mother Sita. And who is the enemy of Lord Ram's family? Ravan, the demon king of Lanka. But now in this cases, here we have to notice it. Well, here we can see in Ramayana, Lord Ram wears a woman. Well, is not that homophobic? Well, now in this cases, the moments, in the cases, Mother Sita is treated like an innocent goddess. and she is an avatar of Lakshmi. Oh my Adonais. In Hindu mythology, goddess of money is Lakshmi, and the avatar of Lakshmi is Sita Mata. Well, now we can say that is the problem in Hindu mythologies. When here Ravan, the king of Lanka, knows how to earn money, he is considered as a demon king. That is the Ramans. That is the education from Ramans. And now what is the results? We can see these points. Well, in the Ketan Agarwal case, Mother Sita like Sia Gosas eliminated Lord Ram like Ketan Agarwal to protect Demon King Ravan like Chetan Chaudhary. But now, here we can see Sia Gosas has been treated like Sita Mata, where her mentality is like a demon queen. Okay. Now let's check out the points. What if India would be here the Christian country, or India would be a Jewish country like Israel, or India would be Christian country like England or United States of America? What would be the points? Here we can see the points would be like that. Here, Ketan Agarwal's future project is 2 million storage building in Israel, where he can, after success, he can add 375 trillion United States dollars as a gross domestic addition to the gross domestic products of India. Well, and in India would be like a Christian countries, and in that cases, Ketan Agarwal would be protectors, because in that points, well, when Ketan Agarwal would marry Sheikh Goswami, well, Christian Indian Intelligence Bureau would notify that who would get information that who was the Sheikh Goswami, what is the criminal mindset of the Sheikh Goswami, what is the character of the Sheikh Goswami, and hence the Christian Indians Intelligence Bureau, the internal intelligence agency, would protect Ketan Agarwal from Sheikh Goswami, and we could see that Ketan Agarwal would be alive. But now, since India is an Hindu country, well, we can see this. Here is a result. The women is treated like a goddess, and now, as a result, you can see they are the evil characters of characteristic points of Sheikh Goswami is not found by any Pune police constables, and that is the significant problems. And as an effect, here, June 17, 2026, well, Ketan Agarwal has been eliminated by his future wife Sheikh Goswami in the mountain of the Pune of the Maharashtra provincial state of India. Well, that is the moments at the points. Well, now here we can see the small. I think the similar incidents is happened in Western country like United States of America, England, as a Christian countries. Now in this points, well, as a businessman, who is protected businessman from feminism? Elon Musk. Well, when Elon Musk has capability to contest a net worth of highest net worth of 1 trillion United States dollars. But when Elon Musk was citizen of a Christian country like the United States of America. But what in the other hands? Well, Ketan Agarwal, the real estate businessman, has been eliminated by his future wife, Sheikh, when India is in Hindu countries. Now, which religious mythology is dictators? Christianity or Hindu? Well, and now here we contest an humble request, and the point is that I would accept Hindu mythology as an Indian history, but please provide us Ketan Agarwal alive repeatedly. Just please provide us Ketan Agarwal alive repeatedly. Well, now in this case there is the moments. Well, and we could see the points. Well, now I could not speak because here in this cases Ketan Agarwal has been eliminated because of Sheikh. Well, now in this case here is the moments. Who is the money providers of Sheikh? That is the probable points, and that is the significant dangerous moments. And now we cannot accept the realities, and Ketan Agarwal has been eliminated in the hands of Sheikh when India is an historical Hindu country and India is a liberal country. And now in these cases, we can now when I as a demonstrate points, when I would be an Hindu woman to be biological father of my sons, well, now here I would worry when my son would be in the age of 21 years. Well, I would contest that no women to marry with my sons who is with a good characters. Now in this case, because here this is the reality in the 78 years or 80 years that women are being too evil. Well, the Indian 600 million Indian Hindu women are celebrating the moments when Palestinian terrorists who attacks the Israeli innocents in October 7, 2026. Well, and 600 million Indian Hindu women were crying when Ali Khamenei has been eliminated by Israeli F-16 fighter planes with the velocity of 260,000 kilometers per second, where Iranian terrorist Ali Khamenei has been eliminated by Israeli F-16 fighter planes with a velocity of 260,000 kilometers per second, where Iranian Sukhoi 37 to be made in Russia contains the velocity to be 298,000 kilometers per hour, and here two attacks on Israel as a Iranian Sukhoi 37 to be made in Russia was the latest, and Israeli F-16 fighter planes was made in the dinosaur era. Now let's check at the moments. Now here you can see nowadays 10 years old t-shirt is useless for me. Well, Now let's check it. 20 years oldest television is useless for me. But the reality is here, Israeli F-16 fighter planes could eliminate Iranian terrorist Ali Khamenei, Iranian terrorist Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei with the velocity of 260,000 km per second when Israeli F-16 fighter planes was made in dinosaur era. And now here you can see this points. It is the worst kind moments at the moments. Now I contest no girl women to be my daughter-in-law, to be the wife of my son. And now this is the significant threat for me, that what would we could notice. But if I would contest the Christian India when I would remain Hindu, well, I can contest almost 1 out of 2 million Indian Christian women who contest good characteristic points to be wife of my son. And now, and here my son would be protected like an Elon Musk. And he would be protected from feminism like an Elon Musk. And now, that is the significant parts. And here we can see. Now, which religious mythology would be dictatorship? Hindu or Christianity? And now let's check out the points. Well, I forgot about FCRA bills, Law 2026. Now here you can see why I support FCRA Law 2026. Because, well, irregular foreign money transaction was in the purpose of the mass Islamic conversations. But Karolina Goswami discussed about Western Christian dictator in India. Okay. Now let's check at the points. The Hindu mythological scriptures covers. Let's check at the points. To protect one Draupadi's modesty, where Draupadi is a woman. Here, Draupadi's 500 husband to be 5 Pandavas, and Lord Krishna eliminated the every out of Duryodhana and his Kaurav brothers. And now, in Mahabharata, who was willing? Kauravs and Duryodhana and his 100 brothers. And who is the innocent person to be protected? Here Draupadi, and who in these cases Draupadi contests her 5 husbands as a 5 Pandavas. But well, if 5 Pandavas wish, they would marry with another man. But what happens? Draupadi contests the 500 husbands to be her 5 Pandavas brothers. And now, here is the moment that is your artful points for me. And now in these cases, who is more homophobic? Here both of Christian mythology and Hindu mythology is homophobic, but who is more homophobic? Christian mythology or Hindu mythology? In Hindu mythologies, at least man to be prophet contains 1 wife, and the women to be wife of husband to be prophet can contain 1 husband and who is the prophets. And it is a simple point. It is in Christian mythologies. And here we can see in Christian mythologies, every woman to be wife of prophets contains one husband to be prophets in Christian mythology. But what about in Hindu mythologies? In Hindu mythologies, a woman contains five husbands in Mahabharata. We had four out of 5 Pandava brothers lost the opportunity to contest a gay marriage. And now you can see the response. Now we could see Hindu is more homophobic religions than Christians. And now in these cases, now let's check the points. What is the religious dictatorships? Well, religious dictatorship, the definitions of religious dictatorship is like that. Well, a masculine husband or the masculine lesbian wife should be eliminated by feminine wives. And here, feminine wife would be protected by the national law. Or when the national country would be a particular religious country, that would be here religious dictatorships. And now let's take the points. Well, there is no attacks on Elon Musk. He is protected from feminism. Marriage feminism. And we can see in United States of America, in the calendar of 2022, when Kamala Harris is the Vice President of the United States of America, to be toxic feminist Vice President, well, still Johnny Depp is proven innocent and Amber Heard is proven criminals in the divorce case between husband Johnny Depp versus wife Amber Heard, where both of them are Hollywood artists, Hollywood movie artists. But here in India, Ketan Agarwal has been eliminated by his future wife Sheikh, when Ketan Agarwal is a scientific real estate businessman, where India is a Hindu country and United States of America is a Christian country. Which geographical religious mythology is dictator? Indian Hindu or Western Christian? And now let's check the points. In Western country nowadays, Western country is accepting Hindu marriage wedding ritual as the accepted wedding rituals. Western country is accepting. Well, now Western Hindu mythology would be better than Indian Hindu mythologies. And now that is the significant threat to be notified. Okay. Now we can see I lost my brothers, Ketan Agarwal. And now let's take the moments. Here we can see this is the significant points to be noticed. Well, now we can see this points at a real estate business. But Hindu mythology versus Christian mythology are the points. And now let's check at the moments. Well, now I cannot breathe because I am feeling sorrow because here we are discussing the to roast here Karolina Goswami, where Karolina Goswami states the anti-Christian propaganda on India. Okay. Almost Hindu mythology is, of course, Hindu mythology is the realistic mythologies in India. Of course, it is no doubt. But it contains an evil result we did not know before August 2024. And now here you can see we lost an Hindu man in the hands of his future wives. But now, in these cases, now we are searching on the last update of the Sheikh versus Ketan Agarwal case. Well, Sheikh is still in judiciary custody, and now we could see this as a 2 years later we could notify Sheikh would contest unconditional bails, and now probably she would be the confidential agent of whom Iranian revolutionary terrorist supreme leaders Mustafa Khomeini. And now we can see this points. That is the significant reality to be here, harsh reality at the moment. And now in this cases here we can see this points. Well, it is the harsh realities. Well, now we can see this moments. Now let's get the points. According with Karolina Goswami, Western Christian dictators provide their Christian mythology, where Christian mythology would be homophobic to India. But the here irony is this: Karolina Goswami is a straight wife. That means Karolina Goswami's Hindu husband is a man. Well, Karolina Goswami did not attempt any lesbian marriage where her wife's surname would be Goswami. That is the hypocrisy of Karolina Goswami, where she stated the Western Christian dictator provide homophobic Christianity to India. Okay. Now let's take the points. If India would be a Christian country, Ketan or India would be an atheist country, or India would be a Jewish country, probably Ketan Agarwal would be alive in now the August 16, 2026. And now here we can see these points. That is we can see in the now our topic is to roast Karolina Goswami, where geopolitical religious propaganda wars was the topics, today's topics. But now, well, I am feeling emotional to Ketan Agarwal. Well, if Ketan Agarwal family would be Christian, because of India would be Christian country, perhaps Ketan Agarwal would be alive. And now, and 10% probability was Ketan Agarwal would be gay. And yes, when Indian gross domestic product would be 4.6 trillion United States dollars, the Christian Ketan Agarwal could provide the 375 trillion United States dollars as an addition to Indian gross domestic products. But when well, Ketan Agarwal and both of Ketan Agarwal and the India, the Hindu countries are Hindu. Well, Ketan Agarwal lost the opportunity to provide probably 375 trillion United States dollars as an addition to Indian gross domestic products. And here, just because Ketan Agarwal lost his life. And now in these cases, that is the harsh reality of Hindu mythologies. Well, we should treat women like a goddess. But we cannot state that even women can be wrong. That is the Hindu mythology. And according with Karolina Goswami, well, Western Christian communities are dictator to India. Well, Karolina Goswami did not mention Arabic Muslim dictatorship in India. Well, Karolina Goswami did not mention it. Well, and now here we can see these points. And now it is feeling sorrow of the moments. Now I think that Karolina Goswami is the first woman is in talks to bring the illegal Muslim immigrants as in Poland as a secret task, where Indian, illegal Muslim immigrants would be in the mosque of atheists or in the mosque of Christian or in the mosque of the LGBT. Now here you can see this points. That is the significant moments of the. Now here we can see. Well, now in the next live streams, well, here I would discuss here what is the money fundings to the death of Ketan Agarwal in the topics of the Hindu mythology versus Christian mythologies. And now let's take the points. In Christian, but I can state that in Hindu mythologies, we can treat women like a goddess, but we cannot think that women can be criminals.